This video is possible thanks to contributions to the Existence University Patreon by viewers like you. Thank you. Let us start at the beginning of science and work our way forward. We start as cavemen, seeing four things. 1. Ourselves and all of the objects on the planet. These are three-dimensional objects and subjects. 2. The sun and stars and planets and moon, which appear to be flat, moving images on the sky wall. 3. Your shadow, which is a flat, moving object on the ground that only appears when the flat, moving image of the sun is on the sky wall. 4. The ground your shadow lives on appears flat, minus the hills and valleys, and appears to go on in all directions forever. It would appear as if we are at the center of the universe, and that the universe and everything in it could be mapped with a series of concentric spheres, which is what Aristotle observed when he formulated his celestial ether spheres. On the surface, or at least at the level that we exist and can experience, we see that there is stuff, and that stuff can be categorized by their attributes and features. That stuff comes to us typically as whole units, for instance, an apple. And typically, the stuff has attributes that allow us to divide that whole unit into smaller pieces. The ancient Greek assumption was that if everything is made up of one or more types of substance, then this would mean that you cannot cut the objects forever, as eventually you will have to cut the object into those fundamental substances, and they cannot be divided into something more fundamental. This was the conceptual invention of the atom, that which cannot be divided further. The atom provides the basic entry into quantum physics, as quantum is the plural of the word quanta, which describes the same fundamental issue as an atom. A quanta of something means the smallest amount of a substance that can independently, physically exist. The ancient Greek atom was one such quantum object, as it was to represent that one in the many fundamental element that they were looking for, as opposed to the concept of elements, which are the periodic elements. To get a good understanding of what was happening with light and the ether from 400 BC ancient Greece to 1801 AD Thomas Young, see my History of Relativity series. The essential topic that we need to extract from that history series was that the nature of light was in question, as some people thought about it in terms of a spherical material ball, and others thought about it in terms of waves, of some physical medium waving. Both were wrong for different reasons, and correct for different reasons, and the whole thing was very confusing. Thomas Young in 1801 demonstrated with the double-slit experiment that light is a wave which interferes with itself. You can do this experiment with your eyes and hand. Look at a light source through your finger cracks. If you get your fingers sufficiently close but not touching, and attempt to look through it, you will see black and bright stripes. The black stripes are interference patterns which are cancelling out, and the bright stripes are the parts of the interference pattern which are doubling up. This demonstrates that light is a type of wave. Later, James Clerk Maxwell discovered that the interactions between magnetic fields and electric fields in electromagnetic experiments had to be doing so by some type of quantum interaction, the smallest possible fundamental interaction between the one field's ability to to allow the other field to penetrate it, and its ability to permeate into the other, and vice versa. This battle, or interaction between the fundamental attributes of the fields, always interacts at the same speed, the speed of light. In fact, light is the interaction of these two fields interacting at their most basic fundamental level with no ability to stretch or squeeze or scale the results. This is where the events of space-time come from. You are in the place where all of the causal interactions possible to you are hitting you, and from you, a set of photon rays, or a spherical bubble of causality interaction, spreads out from you. Hertz finalized this in 1887 by using this discovery to demonstrate the reality of the fact by generating electromagnetic waves lower than that of visible light, in order to create sparks and move objects a far distance away. This invention gave us modern-day radio communication, which we use every second of the day, every day. In 1905, Albert Einstein will show us how to make a single quanta of light, called a photon, and how to use a single quanta photon to excite an electron off of a metal plate. Again, further details can be found in the History of Relativity series. The point here today is that the science of light was essentially always quantum in nature, and that there was no physical connection between the study of light and matter until Maxwell, Hertz, and Einstein. Except for the fact that we could learn what things were made from, given the colors they made when we burned them. The history of light is therefore important to the history of quantum. But 1, we have that history done already. And 2, more important to the history of quantum, is the history of studying matter. This video is possible thanks to contributions to the Existence University Patreon by viewers like you. Thank you.